Make sure you like, share, and subscribe.
It's for my niggas. My niggas, no.
Real shit, only fuck with them niggas I'm still with. I still with. If I'm in a fix, they bout some trill shit. For my rounds, I'll peel shit. Devise plans to get a meal ticket. With that attitude like we'll get it. Still busy, still with it. Looking over haters like they lil midgets. Nausea hopping around the night, camouflage like lil crickets. I got a problem with me having just a lil digits. From the city where niggas lie and kill and steal for riches. And I done been around and even met some trill bitches. Broads harder than these niggas real snitches. I never tell on the soul, that's cold, the real sickness. Love run deep, I won't speak with God as my witness. I never mix with fake niggas because it's bad for business. And when I eat off my plate, I eat off clean dishes. That's why I'm testing my faith, about to get on my mission. It's real over here, daddy, so won't you take a listen. My nigga, my nerve, my partner, my ward, and my round. My ace and my dog, my ride or die, my all the way down, nigga. My nigga, my nerve, my partner, my ward, and my round. My ace and my dog, my ride or die, my all the way down, nigga. My nigga, my nerve, my partner, my ward, and my round. My ace and my dog, my ride or die, my all the way down, nigga. My nigga, my nerve, my partner, my ward, and my round. My ace and my dog, you heard me?
Big ups to the fam. Shouts out to the team. Welcome to the Rounds Podcast. If it's your first time rocking with us, please like, share, and subscribe. If you've been rocking with us, then you already know what it is. It's 4 rounds. It's mainstream news. It's pop culture. It's a little bit of family business. I'm your host, Benjamin. That's good. As always, got Cuzzo Ren with me, a.k.a. Ren for President, Hatchback of the ENT, and Caveman 55. What's good, fellas?
What's happening with it,
What's
baby?
up, fellas? You heard me?
It's all good.
Good.
Tuesday to
Back
you.
home, back from vacation, much needed vacation, energized.
Did you say vacation?
Oh, yeah, I guess.
I thought that's what I thought you said. I'm asking you, bro. I ain't trying to put nothing on you.
You know, I'm in North Carolina.
You know he don't speak that well, so he probably was trying to say vacation, and the beat came out. So, but you can roll with that.
Well, you know, I'm out here in North Carolina, so my lingo got to back home with it, here with it, so they start crashing. You feel me?
So you had a good time, my brother?
Yeah, I had a good time, man. Some good eating. Now I'm back to reality. Get to see my brothers. You heard me?
Welcome back, dog. Glad you had a safe trip. You know what I'm saying? I saw a few of the highlights. It definitely looked like you enjoyed yourself. So that's what's up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I know you ate good. How many pounds you put on?
Dog, only put on 2 pounds. I didn't go crazy back home, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. Got on the scale, and you know I was doing my workouts every day at home on vacation.
I saw you sticking diligent to the workout, bro, and you might not have consumed that much while you were there, but you did bring a lot back, which kind of leads us to our top four comfort foods. Though I don't really know what comfort food is. I just figure I eat it, I get comfortable afterwards anyway. So you know, it is what it is, bro. I'm gonna lead off with mine first. I would say stewed chicken. I damn near like anything with gravy on it, but stewed chicken is one of my faves. We gonna go with cornbread dressing. I love that good old cornbread dressing. It don't have to be in the holidays too. I might just make some just cause, and then we could put the gravy on that too. You feel me? What Cleve often claims he can make, but you know, it's yet to be seen. That good gumbo. Nothing like a good old good old gumbo, baby. You know what I'm saying? And we gonna throw a little dessert in there. We gonna go with an ice box and pie. If it's homemade.
Yeah.
Ooh.
For crust, get the other crust anyway. But yeah, I like the ice box pies, bro. There you go. Hell melt hat. the graham cracker crust. Them bitches be hitting. You could do the meringue on it. You could do the fresh whipped cream or the homemade whipped cream, like my girl make even better.
Let me go next, because I just came from you dig. I'm gonna go with the world famous New Orleans pig lips. That's one of my favorite.
The fuck is you?
Yeah. The pig lips.
The world famous. All right, I ain't gonna fucking shit on your list, bro. Just go ahead on.
Thank you.
But you started off
world
fucked
famous
up.
New Orleans pig lips. Next, I'm gonna go with our burl turkey next. Then I'm gonna go with the baked. Burl turkey next. Then I'm
gonna go burl them hoes.
Yeah, you heard it. Yeah. Then I'm gonna go with our baked macaroni, the angel hair though, not the noodle. Because out here where I'm living now, they only eat noodle. They don't know about the angel hair baked macaroni. And I'm gonna go with the cornbread stuff, and I'm gonna have to pick it back because that's
the angel hair.
Yeah. Huh? The spaghetti baked macaroni.
Go ahead, Ren. I'm a.
That's my fault.
So I'm like, cuz I don't really know what comfort foods is, so I'm gonna just say what I eat and make me comfortable. Shouts out to my dog Chef Trigger. You heard me? Anything we talking about, I'm sure he can make it and do it at a high level. You understand what I'm saying? But first and foremost, if you know me, I'm definitely a chicken lover, so I'm gonna have to go with some wings. You heard me?
Them wings,
them good old wings. You heard me?
Yeah.
Dry. Like, cuz I don't like all the sloppy shit and all that, but
honey barbecue.
So you like the dry rub wings?
Dry rub, baby, dry rub. If I got a sauce, I'd rather have it on the side and dip in that thing. You hear me?
Right.
Since Cleve just came from home, I'm gonna go with a delicacy, barbecue shrimp. You hear me? What y'all know about that duck?
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
That's definitely in the tool bag. You heard me?
And I'm gonna keep it Nola with the charbroiled oysters. Boy, I love me some oysters.
Ding.
And they've been known. I don't eat no swine.
Stupid.
You know what I'm saying? But they've been known to be an aphrodisiac.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Talk your shit, bro.
Get you right in the night.
What you got? What hummus? You eat hummus, don't you?
And since I'm keeping it and like Cuz did, I'm gonna throw a dessert in there. That good old king cake. Hope I don't get the baby. You heard me?
A king cake. All right.
All right, man. Let's talk about some real comfort food here, man. I'm talking about one of my favorite things to eat, no matter what time it is. Since I got here in Texas, you dig. Before I came here, never really fucked with it too much. But them tacos, bro, you dig? You could grab, you know what I'm saying, your little wrap, hit that bitch on the heat, and throw some chicken in there. You could throw some shrimp in there. You could throw whatever you want, you know what I'm saying? And you're good. So tacos, number one. Number two, I'm going to go with the key lime pie. I really love key lime pie.
All right now. All right.
You know what I'm saying? I like the little ones, you know, the little tarts. I don't want to eat too much because I'm trying to, make sure I'm straight. That's number two. I don't want to take off y'all list. A couple of them y'all had. Chalk grilled oysters was one of them. So I'm going to replace that with, fuck no. I'm going to replace that with some good old yakameen. You heard me?
Talk black hat.
Oh, I can't believe why I said that. I'm sorry, Yalitha make the best yakameen.
But I know you. We can only have four. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And my last one, bro, and probably the most important one. If you ever had some good crawfish bread, you feel what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Crawfish bread. I can't make it as good as moms do, you know what I'm saying? But I make it good enough to satisfy the palate when I need it, you dig? But crawfish bread, that's another one. Oh, yeah.
Honorable mention to the etouffee and the oxtails, you heard me?
Oh, man.
Yeah, you can hold them oxtails. I'm kind of good on them. Everybody be oxtail.
I'm the only one eat pig lips.
Yeah, you the only one really on that pork.
Why you ain't got no help?
I still eat it a little bit. I ain't never put that bacon down, but
that's a New Orleans thing. Y'all act like I'm foreign.
Talking about the lip with the little hair on it.
Yeah. Like
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
strange. That y'all strange. Yeah, that's a whole
You
thing.
you eating pig pussy, boy? Because they don't got
Hey,
lips.
dog. And
They
look,
got a
and you ain't
snout.
even say you had a bag of chips with it or nothing. You
That
just
old
going
Oh,
in,
porky
huh?
that's just straight
pig.
out the jar. Straight out the jar.
You drank the juice too?
Now I don't
Look,
drink
look,
the juice too.
how many jars you brought home before we move? How many
Dog, they
jars
didn't
you
have
brought home?
none. I'm being honest. I'm searching for me and my pop. I'm like, hey, Sal's. Y'all know Sal's Meat Market. I went everywhere.
I knew you
Hey,
was
do,
trying to
do
get
y'all
them, my boy.
do y'all eat pickled eggs? Have you ever
No,
had
No.
pickled eggs? Like
no.
at the bar, you go to the bar and they got the pickled eggs and
I
y'all eat
seen
that?
him. I don't
I
eat
don't eat
pickled
it either,
eggs.
but if y'all eat pig lips, I'm sure you be eat fucking pickled eggs.
No, pig
All,
feet. I don't eat pig feet.
none of
Chitlins.
that shit,
Yeah, I don't eat none of
man.
that.
So you
The
don't eat
McDonald's.
pig feet, but you eat the fucking lips?
The lips.
It just sound bad.
And on that note, right there, we gone. That boy said
I
the
got
lip. All right, fellas, when keeping it real goes wrong, you know what I'm saying? Rapper Rolly Bands was shot and killed. Uh, allegedly, after posting, a lot of these niggas know where I live for real. I sleep in peace. If a nigga won't smoke, I'm at my crib in 5 minutes. And somewhere after that post was made, he was actually shot and killed outside of his apartment complex. I mean, we didn't kind of heard this story before, just a different day. But hey, man, like, and I've experienced some young guys get into it, and over the internet and or phone, and be with the, oh, if it's real, pull up on me. I give you my ad in. It kind of blew my mind a little bit, but and I would think too, him being a rapper, some of us still feel we cannot be touched. I don't know why when we see numerous examples of artists getting shot and killed. But tell me what y'all think about that, bro. Obviously, it wasn't a smart decision, but yeah, he said
I
pull
just
up and
think
somebody pulled up.
that whole energy is just fucked up. You know what I'm saying?
Props.
Like some of the shit that they be talking and beefing about is not even like real life or death shit. It's just, stupid shit. How does it go from, you know, you Twitter fingers to pull up on me and all of this bullshit? Like this shit really like it's not making no sense. How you getting yourself in these situations, my boy?
It feel like
You know?
the internet is the new streets. Like, you used to go in the neighborhood, this neighborhood against that neighborhood. You used to go around there. Now you just tapping it on the internet. It's unfortunate, but some people think they could play around on the internet because it's the internet and you can't get touched. Like, I can't touch y'all, so to speak, I could say what I want to y'all. That's what people think they could do on the internet. But unfortunately, we see what
Yeah,
happened.
but why do people think it's okay to, I'm gonna put up my address and then, you know what I'm saying, pull up
Because they
on me.
think
Right.
people playing. They think people playing.
Pull up on me.
Yeah, but
Pull
we
up
we
on me.
got we got numerous examples.
Oh shit.
You froze up, cuz. So I'm gonna just say I
Go back
was
to me.
raised and taught like the wise move in silence. You know what I'm saying? To me, that's an ignorant move. Uh, like we gotta think about it, dog. Like that's if you being strategic about shit, and I've come to the conclusion that these young dudes think they playing GTA, like they gonna die and come
Right.
back or something. You know what I'm saying? They don't really understand the value of life, that you only get one. And that's supposed to be your sanctuary. I don't know who stay with him, who dwell in his home, but I would never tell somebody to pull up to my goddamn house. We could meet at some foreign location because the people in my house mean the world to me. So I don't gotta pull up when you tell me to pull up. I could pull up in the middle of the night and come kick the door in. You done gave me your address. You know what I'm saying? There ain't no time limit on that. So I don't really understand the energy. It's I won't say it's sad that he passed, but I feel like he had a damn death wish and maybe he was ready to go.
These dudes seeking this attention from this computer, man.
Okay, we can all agree that that probably wasn't the best idea to do that. But
This is the
let's
worst
talk about
idea.
the stupid. Let's talk about the stupid motherfucker who left his home right?
to go do it.
Drove 5 minutes or wherever the fuck you dig, and decided that they was gonna take a chance in ending this person's life over whatever words that was said or however this went. Like this shit got to stop at some point, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like these little dudes, like I don't know why they don't respect each other's lives. That really don't make sense. You know what I'm saying? I'm 43 years old, right? I done had my share of run-ins with different people, uh, different calibers, right? But not at any point in time that I ever wanted to just throw my shit in the car, run around and drive up and pull up on somebody and spray until they land in the street. That's just not how I'm fucking wired. I don't I
Well, I'm
don't
gonna
I
say
don't
this.
understand.
Like you said, the person left their home. That may not
Mhm.
necessarily be true. You tweeted I'd be there in 5 minutes. Motherfucker could have been right down the street. You know what I'm saying? Might have not even
Okay,
had to go out their way.
No,
even if
like,
he was living next fucking door, Ren, is
The
what I'm
fact
saying.
that he did
The,
it.
the
yeah,
point is,
yeah.
the point
But
is
but
you
I don't know what dude done. You know what I'm saying? Like these dudes be living a street life, and you could have did something that a motherfucker really was waiting to pay you back for, and that was the perfect opportunity. So if you living like that, it's even more a reason to not post your location and move in silence and be strategic with your moves. You know what I'm
And
saying?
that
Like
and that be my thing, cuz a lot of them living like that. You know what I'm saying? Now, to what degree we could argue, but a lot of them out here trying to
what
make
do you mean? What do you mean living like that?
they living
living
a
by the
quote
gun.
unquote right, more of a
I'm,
street
I
life.
I'm gonna ask
everybody
this
everybody
question.
everybody who
Nah,
got a gun and say they're a shooter and all, a lot of that shit is hype, bro. Especially as
right,
somebody who
but
aspires
but
to be a
because you
rapper.
trying to hype it, you oftentimes put yourself in positions that you don't need to be in because you're trying to portray an image. You know what I'm saying? So you live in it. Now, some of them, like I say, to what degree we could kind of argue, but at the end of the day, you into this shit. You put that out there. Niggas is on this type of time. Like it, like I think Cuz was kind of saying, it's just really not a good look at all. First off, let's get off the bullshit. Could we? You know what I'm saying? You're trying to aspire to be an artist or whatever you're trying to aspire to be. Let's try to cut the extracurricular bullshit out. But any event that you are going be doing this type of shit, you definitely don't need to be dropping your location and shit because people is coming out here to bust your ass.
I'm starting to
That's some
think
dumb
these
shit.
boys
That was some
they
real
don't
dumb shit.
value they I'm starting to think they don't value their own life. Them boys making life-changing money and they carrying on in this kind of fashion to jeopardize their life, the livelihood of their family, where they've been supporting through their careers. And this the attention they're trying to seek. We looking at the Young Thug incident when they going to jail and doing that. That's another. These boys don't value their life. It seems like, and it's getting worse. We know we had those things going on when we was young, the street life shit. But this shit seems like it's a little, is on a
But
extra.
I just know that just because you live in and just because you are in the hood, don't mean you are necessarily involved with everything that everybody fucking doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that was some dumb shit, but I'm more on the whole part of the culture about these young men that whether you rapping or doing whatever the fuck you doing, like, why we have any respect for life anymore? Why don't we have any this goes back to a few shows ago, Ren brought up conflict resolution and how guys don't know how to settle their conflicts peacefully and amicably, right? Uh,
Ooh,
and
break it
that
down.
shit leads to death, and death, and I mean,
Say
this shit
that,
got to
like I,
stop, bro. It got
I
to stop,
think I,
man.
I think it's a layered question, but as far as for the entertainer, why don't they necessarily value the life and all that? It's kind of cyclical. I think more or less caught up in what they've seen and or what they've been taught to think is the way to go. You know what I'm saying? Like if said rapper or black person does you something, you supposed to retaliate and or get your stripes. Uh Not to
Stripes,
mention a lot of us
right?
looking to go viral. I mean, hey, bro, it sounds crazy now that you 43, but being young,
it always sounds crazy. It always sounds crazy to me because.
But you understood, motherfucker, saying it. I'm trying to go
think
get
the
my
industry
stripes.
promoted. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen to the music. That's what they talk about. And rap is the only form of entertainment where you have to live out what you saying, or you not considered real. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you talking that gangster shit, you gotta walk it, because eventually somebody gonna test you. You go get the big old license plate change, somebody gonna snatch that motherfucker. And for some strange reason, if they take your chain, that you got to go get it back. You got to go get it back. You can't have somebody on the internet holding your chain up. So I just feel like the industry promoted, the artists feed into it, and the aspiring artists think that's the only way to get on.
I'm not talking about of death, man. Death don't fear.
I'm not talking about the industry. I'm talking about our young people in the streets. You know what I'm saying? Fuck the industry, fuck rap and all of this shit.
Right.
I'm talking about even on the outside of that. You know,
but that's what fuels the culture. The young dudes you talking about in the streets, that's the soundtrack that's playing in their head. That's what they're listening to. That's what they're feeding into, and that's what they're aspiring to be.
Yeah, that's the energy they own. Like that's the type of time they own.
That's the frequency they vibrating on. You know what I'm saying?
It's incomprehensible, dog. I can't comprehend it. I can't.
Even the one who's not quote unquote about it, when he go out to amp himself up, that's what's playing. You know what I'm saying? So it's creeping in there to a certain degree, and then when you get put in the situation, you react as if you've been trained.
It's like the music hypnotizing them to not be afraid to die. Don't have no care in the world about 21 years old and being out of here. Why not? Fuck it.
Yeah, I think music is a powerful tool, dog. And like I said, all of the music is promoting the same thing.
Violence.
On that, you ain't getting no play. I mean, especially from the younger generation, that's the language they understand. That's what they resonate with. So I just feel like it's being promoted, it's being accepted, and I don't know how we could change that. You know what I'm saying? Like I think one time Cuz said when Public Enemy was out and they was talking about fight the violence and this and that, and we was watching Different World, and everybody had on the HBCU shirts and stuff.
Niggas was still getting killed. Niggas was still getting killed.
But the enrollment in the HBCUs was up. Like, people were feeding off of that energy as well. But now it's like less positive sources of energy. You know what I'm saying? Everybody on this shit. Murder, kill, drill.
That's true.
Everybody ain't on this shit though. Everybody's not on this shit.
We don't have no more singing groups. Who sing now? We don't have no more romance.
you know when we say everybody, we talking about a demographic, but like a lot of our young people is on that type of time. If you're a hip hop guy, you know, 8 times out of 10
that's
you
what
on it.
Out of us four right here, we have all of us have children, right? We have offspring, young males, young females. Any of your kids into that shit?
Do they listen to it? Yeah,
they listen to some of it.
NBA young boy, like NBA young boy, the hottest smoking.
I'm not saying listening to it. Are they into this shit? Are they doing the same shit that they supposed to follow behind? Are they running around robbing people?
Oh no.
No, we involved in their life. We adjusting that with our kids. So that ain't gonna necessarily grab our children when they got our influence.
Yeah, like for them, it's strictly entertainment.
If all of us have kids who's doing it, just us four, all of us have kids who's listening to the same music, how can it be just the fucking music that makes this move, that makes these things happen?
I'm gonna say this because we have. Go ahead, Slim. I'll let you get it.
It's not just the music, but we know the music is a major influence. Like for our kids, we would think, or we can see that they have the opposite example at home, so they can clearly understand that this is entertainment, but this, what y'all living right now, is real life. The other individual who coming from a different background, single parent household, whatever, they might not have that offset. So they really buying into everything that they kind of getting on that level as far as seeing and hearing, entertainment wise. And that's the biggest difference, the influence at home or the lack thereof.
And it's getting younger. I'm at home. I seen a 16, 15, and two other 15-year-olds carjacked the old lady. Her arm got caught in the door. If y'all heard that, and it dragged. I think she died young.
Yeah.
It's starting young. So these boys getting ready to, by the time they're 21, they didn't kill somebody, about ready to kill somebody. And I don't think they have the influence like we have over our children. When they come home, we talking to them. We on the phone with them. We telling them what's up. They see how we living. But most of them kids who doing that, they ain't really listening to nobody. They ain't got nobody in their ear after they listening to that music.
That's mainly my point. We all grew up listening to Cash Money and this and all of this shit. There's a lot of violence in that shit. But at the end of the day, if you can't distinguish between what's entertainment and what's real life, then you really have a fucking problem in the parenting. That's what comes from that. Nobody's rearing.
Right.
And I know we got to get off the shit, but you make a good point, dog. Like when like my first tapes I bought, NWA, Too Short, and all that shit, it was cool. But my pa came to me and was like, "Hey, you understand this is just entertainment. Like this not." So we had that conversation, but dog, a lot of these people, they see this shit, so this is real life for them, and they don't have no other examples of. Yeah,
I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna be done with it. A lot of our boys being raised by their moms, so instead of daddy at home grabbing get your wet boy, yoking them up, mama's saying, "All right, baby, I'm gonna clean the dishes. I'm gonna go take out the trash. I'm gonna do this," while the son, young, sitting out playing this game, catching his attitude. Mama frustrated. We say that all the time. I see it in my family. I see it all the time. So
I think it's only gonna get worse.
Well, I ain't gonna play the ladies like that and trying. I will agree that
they do have
a lack of a male figure.
It's hard for them to raise a boy, especially when he turning into a man. Whew.
Nah, real shit, bro. Well, we gonna move around too, my brother.
A quaint town of around 2,000 residents where everybody who strolls down these streets knows your name and
where everybody knows your business.
That business, a sudden mass exodus of the entire police force, including the chief and two of the town employees. Utility clerk Christy Thomas writes, due to the current situations and stress, I will not let myself be around that kind of atmosphere. Chief Josh Gibson says, due to a hostile work environment now present in the town of Kenly, I do not believe progress is possible. We asked Justine Johnson about the letters today and said she couldn't talk as it's a personnel matter. Now, town attorney Chip Hewitt speaking out today. He says, quote, we just learned about this yesterday. It affects the entire police department and staff members. We are looking at having an emergency special meeting to figure out how to move forward with.
All right, fellas, just a little more background real quick. Kenly, North Carolina is a town that's inside Johnston County. Up until the late 1970s in Johnston County, they would have KKK billboards throughout the town. So just a little more background.
It was sundown
on the area, you know what I'm saying?
I live about 20 minutes from that area. Johnston County. Man. I'm in Wake County. So I know about it. I would say this would be a perfect time for black people to go join the police force and put a big number of us in those seats. But unfortunately, I don't think we got enough in this area. It's predominantly, not your kinfolk, the other folks.
Now, Cleve, that particular county is real small, bro. So you probably could pull it off. Go ahead, Hat.
I just would like people to understand or to comprehend what the actual job of police in America. It is not to protect and serve. It is not to do any of it that they taught us, right? It is to keep niggas away from the money, right? And if you put black cops in place of white cops, you still gonna get the same shit because it's the job of the police. I think that, and this is just my opinion, if you want to replace the cops, you have to replace the policing system. And there has been an example in Georgia, right, to where somebody started a private security company. So at the top, right, you have a different agenda, you have different training, you have different uh means of de-escalating situation and dealing with the people, right? You're policing the people that you know. You're talking, you're going out, you're meeting people, you know who they are, so you ain't pulling up on them, shooting them while they on a swing because they got a goddamn BB gun in their pocket and no stupid shit like that, because you're actually concerned about what's going on. It's not just the wild west. You don't live in the, counties over, and where it's all whatever, and then you come to the hood to get your fucking, what I'm saying, your adventures on, and you just want to crack some heads so you can tell some fucking stories.
I think it's a microcosm of the country. Like, you know what I'm saying? Racism still is the pulse of America. It's just in a different shape and form. They done traded in the robes and hoods for badges and the judge robes for the most part. Like you say, the police haven't ever been here to protect and serve us. You know what I'm saying?
No.
And it just shows that we see it time and time again, over and over again, and it happens far more often than it's broadcast. You know what I'm saying? We only see the extreme that's broadcast, but it happened on a daily basis. We done all been, well, I don't want to speak for y'all, but I know personally I've been racially profiled. I've been been in areas to where they just treat us like fucking animals. You know what I'm saying? And to some extent we reinforce the behavior. You know what I'm saying? Like we feed into the narrative to some extent, just like the previous round we was talking about, that justify their actions to them. You see what they do? But at the end of the day,
but that's what I'm saying though, Ren. That's the picture that they paint, but in reality, that's not everybody. That's not even majority of us. That's just what they promote, so it can look like that, so they can have the reason, like you saying, to fucking say we treat these niggas like that because they act like
But I'm gonna
animals.
go against
But
something
we
you
all
said
know,
earlier, Hatch.
even when even when it wasn't the Wild West in the hood in the street, we've always been. What's the like? Don't like. Come on,
But
let's be real about this.
let me go against something you said earlier, Hatch. You said it wouldn't matter if we had more black police. But I'm gonna say this: when I got pulled over, every time I turn around, there's always white police. So I think I'd be safe to say, because I know I got some cop friends I went to school with, and I could kind of, it's safe to say they ain't out there profiling us. They ain't giving us no hard time. They pretty much doing their job. So I'm like to say, all of these white police that pulled us over, if we had more black police, I think things would be much different, dog. Because I don't see none, so I can't say.
I got the shit kicked out of me and robbed on Tulu Street by two black NOPD officers. It was about 4 or 5. We was walking back from some event. They pulled us over, had us on our fucking knees against the wall, took all our money, right? Beat the shit out of us, and then let us go. This is not a
bro, I'm
white
about
and
to
black
say,
cop
it's
thing.
not
This is
the
a fucking
color, bro.
institution thing. It's the
And
So
it's
y'all
about the
think,
integrity.
so
It's about the
what's the
integrity
ratio?
of the end.
I ain't gonna say all the black cops are gonna be good, but if we had a
But
bigger
you
number
still
of them,
I like Cleve. I'm with you. I'm with you to a certain degree on increasing the number of black cops. To Hatchet point, it's not really a color thing. No, to me, it's more about integrity. Like Cuz was saying, if Justine Jones is a successful town manager previously, and she get this job and everybody quit, it speaks to the climate of the country, in my opinion, especially since all this MAGA shit. You know what I'm saying? The
and a
climate
police force.
it's been a little tricky. It's always been tricky with the police force, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I think again, it just speaks to the overall climate of the country and the thinking of individuals. But as far as police officers, like whether you white, black, Hispanic, or whatever, like the color of the individual, not necessarily the problem. It's the mentality of the individual that's in the uniform. You know what I'm saying?
Right, and most of them racist. So if we could get the,
if you go ahead.
Go
like
ahead.
I said, go ahead, Hatch.
No, either one of y'all. But
If
I
you
I
took
like
that
where you was
brain,
going.
but
You
but
say it's
but the
brainwashing me?
brainwashing is, yeah, no, not brainwashing you. My brother was a cop, right? I told y'all about this before, and all of his friends were cops, and they looked at everybody like suspects and purposes at any given time. It's the good guys versus the bad guys. What they give to them, right? They don't take the best and the brightest. You know what I'm saying? People with good sense don't go to be cops. Let's just keep it fucking real. We talking about D students, C minus students, right? Who
The ones I
are
know was
easily
pretty. I ain't
influenced
gonna say
because
that.
a lack of self confidence, right? They couldn't make the football team. They couldn't get the girl. They couldn't do to this. They couldn't do to that. But now they got this fucking badge and this gun, right? And they somebody now. They deserve respect, and they gonna get fucking respect.
And I
And
think
they
what he
already
is
know that.
describing is the mentality of said asshole cop. Feel me?
I just like you
But the
saying,
majority
Cleve,
of
you
them
got
white
some home.
though, right? Ain't the
You
majority?
like you saying you got
Niggas do be
homeboys who
sounding
good
100.
cops.
Wait, my bad.
But to me, I always question what's a good cop. What do they do
Yeah,
when a
what the fuck
bad
is that?
cop doing some underhanded shit? Do you intervene? Do you report them? Or do you
No,
stand behind the blue wall of silence? It's just like a fucking game, you know what I'm
exactly,
There's
saying?
another.
Like you not turning
exactly,
on your game. I done been fucked over
exactly,
by black cops. I done been in situations where a white cop done intervened and stopped the black cop from fucking over me even worse.
exactly.
I done been fucked over by white cops. So to me, like they say, it's blue. It ain't no black and white in that shit. If you a cop, you one of them.
How many
Blue
black cops?
lives matter.
How many black cops is reported killing black people?
A
And
lot,
don't tell me that the news don't
especially
show it.
especially the
Come on
HPD.
now.
Look, listen. On the north side, they just shot a fucking dude leaving a gas station. When they pull up with news cameras, it was very cops. They put like 16 goddamn holes in this little dude, and they
So it
all
was
say,
black
"Hey, it
cops
was a
then.
good shoot." No,
I
it
would
was
say this.
cops. It's not
I would
black.
Yeah,
say
give
as
me
far
your
as what you
closing
ask,
on this one.
Cleve, a black cop shooting a black person, that's not gonna push the narrative in the news. So that's not gonna get the same traction through the media. But it definitely happens.
Right,
It definitely happens.
all
So
the
you
time.
saying we got to go find, we got to go find those articles when that happened.
Yep, and we'll
No,
definitely
we don't
talk
have to
about
find them all.
it.
I'll close with this. I think, as far as my perspective, I see more white cops than black cops. Even though we got some black cops that might, like Boys in the Hood. You heard me? I hate your black skin. You little
You,
him.
you tough.
Yeah, him. I don't think if we flood the police force with black cops, we gonna get the majority of him. I don't think we gonna get you know what I'm saying? The majority gonna be
But look who they're being mentored by though, Cleve. We
whites.
talking about
That's my
no.
point. Your brother, you say your brother got his cops friends. Were they all black?
A lot of them were.
All right.
A lot
Hey,
of them
bro,
were.
we got a comment, and again, I think we can agree about it's not it's not really the color. Well, I think us three for sure. I can't speak for Cleve, but it's not the color. It's really about the mentality of the individual. Like Hatchie was saying with the brainwashing, and Damius, who was a deputy, she says when she was a deputy, she treated people as they treated her. And she was respected by all. Of course, she had to fight sometimes, but that's a part of the game. You have to be smart about what's going on. So,
One thing I will agree with Cleve on, I feel like black cops will probably be less likely to kill black people simply because they gon' first of all they gonna go through the fucking justice system if they do, you know what I'm saying? And even though you on that side of the fence, you less likely to fear for your life when you interact with somebody who look like you know what I'm saying? So I mean I don't know, but
Hey,
I
while she
I,
in
I
the
have
comment,
very little
I
fear
want
for
her
them.
to
I wish that was true.
I
I
would
wish
like
that
her to
was true.
comment if she agree with me on having more black cops. Would that help us out better in the long run? I like to see her
soon
I
comment
as
on
she
think
that.
put the
it may serve as uh, a kind of a buffer because you can interface a little bit better. When you have a black cop approach you, he may not be as aggressive because he's not as fearful of you as say a white cop. So
That's
the
my point.
communication it may be a little better. I get that, but at the same time, the respect it will not be there because as much as you want to believe you are a perpetrator and you are a suspect. No matter what you say, it's gonna be questioned and it's gonna be ridiculed, and you're gonna be looked at as a fucking suspect.
Look,
That's
Cleve,
just the
when
way
that
it is.
comment come through, I will. Oh, matter of fact, I
Shouts out
think
to
it might
Chance.
have.
He said
Let
throw
me
some
see.
more Mexican and Latino cops in there too. You hear me?
I know that's
Fuck
right.
no. Nah, them motherfuckers be trying to fuck.
All my bitches bad, it be hard to choose one. Different color cars, it's so hard to choose one. Different color weed. So good to meet you. I just wanna know if I can be poppin'. Hey, mama that's extraordinary. And everywhere in between, I'ma love you.
Just
Make the credit come clean. You got them student loans. Collectors won't leave you alone. They always hit up your phone. You need to give us a call. They give you new peace of mind. We say your credit be fine. Whenever you hit up a line, we get your credit in line. You get the new score in time. Now you an 8 when you used to be 5. You eating steak when you used to eat fries. Wanna get straight and just holler at the guys. I got the team for you. We got the dream for you. We do our thing for you. Credit come clean for you.
fellas, let me see if that came
yo,
through for we.
before we move on,
What you
good.
got?
Just want to say shout out to the boy Chief. We got some good play in 3 major stations. You know what I'm saying? Dude picking up, streaming is picking up. Thanks for all the support. He's gonna be performing uh Labor Day here in Houston on the same show with Jay Howell and Music Soul Child's all white party. Uh Wish you all of the success. It's finally paying off, bro. Let's get it.
I
Keep
know that's
running.
right.
Shout out to Chino. And shouts out
And
to A1. I like that new commercial, baby.
Oh yeah,
and while
I
we
like
oh,
the
y'all
A
like that?
fundamental. My bad. I always call him A1. A fundamental.
yeah, they
But
do a good job.
while we giving these shots out, bro, I'm sorry to cut you off. Hey, go ahead, man.
Nah, we good. I use a fundamental solutions personally and through business, and they brought me a long way. Not with, helping me get things on and off the credit, but helping you to understand how credit works and how you can, what I'm saying, build a portfolio that looks strong, get funding and things like that, and make your life better. So shouts out to them dudes for
I'm
doing
also a
that.
client. I use A1 fundamental services as well. Same thing here. Credit score went up by 80 points and kept it steady by following the rules. So shout out to A1.
They got me right too. Got me riding nice and everything. My whip ain't had
Yeah,
no. I probably would have died in this summer. So
you ain't no
shouts out
AC,
there.
huh? You
I
ain't no
didn't,
AC.
dog. Boy, I was
So
hooped
you
as
saying
hell.
they go from getting your house, even they go as
Look,
low as getting your AC in your car fixed.
so look,
No,
you
holding
was
the
riding.
car.
You was riding with the church fan. You was riding with the church fan.
Look,
Right?
I'm riding with no shirt, with a cup of ice.
See, now you about to get pulled over. You look like you just come. You know what I'm saying, from doing something.
Yeah, if you
Shit.
get a car coming out like that, you definitely won't get them a call.
For sure.
Hey, bro, and I fucked with A1 too. That got me straight. You know what I'm saying? For my screen blacked out. I heard that was the last thing you was saying. I had dealt with him too, bro. Shouts out to that boy. Keep doing your thing. And that response did come through for you, Cleve.
I see that.
If you could read it, that'd be great.
Oh yeah, she said it's not about having more black cops because sometimes they are worse than the white cops. It's all about
Bingo.
training people the right way. She said she had her share, her black deputies try to bring her down while the whites try to help her out. Knowledge to be a better deputy. Get the knowledge to be a
I could
better deputy. So
I could agree with that, and I appreciate the comment, Miss Dupas. And we have people in that position who understand what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Those people need to be elevated up in the ranks. But they are very seldom elevated in the ranks. You don't see these people making sergeant, making lieutenant, making captain, you know what I'm saying, making chief of police. You get the same shit.
But what's the training got to do with not shooting a black man? How
Hey,
we got to
hey, hey, hey.
We on
You
round
know,
3, baby. Make
yeah,
sure
we
y'all hit that like button in the comments. We
and look,
appreciate
we
y'all for rolling with us.
to
we
be
going to
continued?
extra round that thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
we
gonna
going to
revisit
extra
that.
round
Yeah,
that
yeah,
thing.
yeah. I'm on
Continue.
that.
Say, bro, I tried to give it to y'all a couple weeks ago when I asked y'all about insecurities or things that you lacked help and shape you, so forth and so on. I didn't necessarily get the responses I was looking for. I was trying to, get at y'all heartstrings a little bit. I'm gonna
Trying to
try
make
to
a motherfucker
rephrase.
cry. I ain't
I ain't
crying
trying to
about that.
make it cry, but I just want, get the people a little bit something about yourself. I'm gonna try to repackage it a little bit, but still kind of going the same way. But it don't necessarily have to be from a lack standpoint. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna talk about how your upbringing impacts you as a parent and your parenting skills. You feel me? I might have a
Okay.
follow-up question for y'all, but we'll start there.
So
So yeah,
I,
how did your upbringing impact you as a parent and your parenting?
I'm gonna say I learned a lot from, I was raised in a single parent home, just my mom. Shout out to moms, love you. You know what I'm saying? But one of the things she did that I did not like, she was a yeller. You know what I'm saying? Like that was the way she got our attention. That was the way she got our point across. So I don't. I try my best not to be a yeller. Like I try to communicate much more effectively, you know what I'm saying? And I always felt like certain topics wasn't appropriate for discussion with her, you know what I'm saying? And I try to be the opposite with my kids as well. I try to have the table open or the door open for whatever conversation it is. Like I'm big on communicating. I'm big on trying to gain understanding. So I do a lot of listening with my kids. Like, what are you feeling? What are you thinking? What's, you know what I'm saying? What's really going on? Like when we get in the car, let me hear what you listening to, because I want to see what you find entertaining and stuff like that. Like I think it was a bigger age difference between me and my mom, and I started off a little younger, so the age gap not that big with me and my kids. So well, it's getting bigger now. but I try to be very understanding with my kids and just try to keep the door of communication open. I'm big on that. I don't my kids, the older ones, they don't even know what a damn whipping is. I've disciplined them before coming up, but I just feel like it's more effective forms of discipline than just pulling out the belt, beating your ass.
Mm-hmm. I had a different upbringing. I had both my parents, and y'all know my pops. So I'm gonna say I had it's like a flip role because my pops was the more compassionate one, and my mom was the more disciplinarian one. So I took both of those attributes from both parents. So uh I know how to talk to my daughter, and I know how to let her know I ain't playing no games without just giving her one side and not giving her other side. If you know what I'm saying, I could just be my mama and just every time something go down, I'ma ball my face up and get that anger on you, put that fear in you. Or I would just could be my dad and say, it's all right, baby, let's go kick it. Let's talk. Don't worry. So I was able to, balance it out with both with all my kids from both my parents, the attributes they had raising me. So
Yeah.
I kind of appreciate having both parents in the house.
Okay. I
Pat?
my folks divorced when I was 12. My pops moved from New Orleans to Baton Rouge, and it was back and forth between both of them. You know what I'm saying? I spent a lot of time with my pops. I spent a lot of time with my mom. But when I was with my moms, I was basically running the house. Moms, had to pick up another job or do some other stuff. So I was basically there raising my siblings. You know what I'm saying? So I got to see a lot of lack, a lot of things that I didn't have, and a lot of things that
Mhm.
other did, and other people didn't have. I stored that in my head. So when I had kids, I didn't want to just and I was always conscious about not overcompensating. Sometimes people, they they go through something, and like Ren say, my mama was a screamer, so I'm not gonna be a screamer. My mama was a whipper, or my daddy was a whipper, so I'm not gonna do that. Uh, some Sometimes it's necessary to establish that. You know what I'm saying? Not saying you got to do it all the time, but I know in this day and age, respect, it got to be a two-way street. But at the same time, I'm in control. I am in charge of the home, right? And what I'm telling you is not uh I'm not guessing. This is what I know. This is the culture that I'm trying to put forth, whether you like it or not. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to give you what you need. Now, if you don't use it all, that's on you. But you can never say I didn't give you what you needed. You know what I'm saying? Uh I remember my mom and my sisters, my mom was used to try to be their friends and shit like that, and be cool with them and be easy on
Mhm.
them in certain points of their life. And I seen how that turned out. Like, so I I'm like you, Ren. I keep the lines of communication open, but at the end of the day, I got the last word. I got the last say. And you may not like me now, or you may think I'm a hard person, or however it goes. But I know the job that I have going forward. You know what I'm saying? And I know what you're gonna need as far as being a whole person. I'm not saying I'm 100% right, or I have all of the answers,
Right.
but when at the end of the day, I gave you what you needed, not necessarily what you wanted as a child.
Nah, I feel you, dog. And that's gonna bring me to my question. My other question. For myself, similar to you had, product of divorce. Moms and pops got divorced when I was young, bro. Shit. Not even kindergarten. Moms wound up getting remarried a little bit down the line. Shouts out to both of my pops, because they taught me a lot. Uh, and for me personally, well, in my family, once my mom got remarried, we used to have family meetings a lot. So that always impressed upon me. Just
Hmm.
bring everybody together, make sure everybody on the same page and discuss what's going on. So it's no illusion and shit to what's happening.
Hmm.
So communication with my family is real big. Moreover, I guess with the whole divorce thing, and then with my pops having to work, well, my step pops having to work a lot and shit, just being present was real important to me. Like being that dog, everyday activities, whatever the fuck, just being constant. Because even though you make the bread, sometimes you're not able to give your time because you gotta use your time to
Right,
do other
right.
shit. Wanted to make sure I could always be there to give my time. Now, my follow-up question, Hatchet, you kind of led me right into it. Has trying to give our kids what we didn't have that shit kind of gone wrong? And when I say our kids, I'm really speaking of the
Right,
community.
right.
If
I'm
if that happened personally too, but do y'all think that has went wrong? And if so, why?
I think
I think it
well,
went wrong because in this day and age, children or young adults don't know how to uh, do without do without certain things. That's not necessities. You know what I'm saying? Like, uh, they're very low on patience. They're very small on family. They're very small on values. It's a lot of distractions. So if they're not grounded in a good family foundation, you know what I'm saying? Uh, just say you grew up with a lack of money, or didn't have talk growing up or whatever, and you give and you giving constantly, so they have all of this stuff, right? They have it. They got all of the latest shit, all of the latest fashion and everything, but they don't know how to get it. They don't know how to get anything. You know what I'm saying? When you give somebody something and not make them earn it, it really sets a bad precedent for life, because they gonna expect things to fall out of the fucking sky and not want to, you know what I'm saying, really go and put their hands on it and learn how to make things work.
yeah, I think the lack of discipline is falling away. I think the want for your child to be happy at all times is so extreme, especially in our community, especially in parents right now. Give you an example. I know a friend, one of her kids got a PS5. She won't get the other one a PS5 in the same household. Them bitches $1,200. What you need 2 of them in the same household? Can't tell them no though.
Controllers.
But you can't say no to them. I'm like, why would you get 2 so that other one could have these things? They don't need this. They don't. Can't tell them nothing. People doing their own thing, and that's what's plaguing our society. Nobody can be told how to parent. Everybody think their way is the right way, and then we got so much attitude. Then we got the influence on TV, so everything is just going in a direction that's different from how we was raised. And I say again, we talk about parenting. I had to ask my parents why they was the way they was, and listening to their background, I could understand what they did from taking something from their parents and that one initiated into their parenting, and it led me to do the exact same thing. So I could see my children go say, my dad he probably was too much this. I'm gonna take some of that off. And so, it's just a trickle down effect from what we've seen from generation to generation, trying to take the good and get rid of the bad, what we thought was bad or what we think was bad, and not implement it. So that's how I
feel that. I'm gonna say to a certain extent, like, because when we talk about the material stuff, a lot of times when we think, when parents think of what they lack, they try to provide those material things. Like, I couldn't get Jordan, so I'm gonna make sure my kid have all the Jordans. I couldn't get Air Max, so I'm gonna try to get all. I say to a certain extent, because like for myself personally, I felt like what was lacking for me coming up was understanding. So I try to maybe overcompensate with that by being extra understanding with my kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, so now as far as the material things, kind of like Hat was saying, I'm gonna get you what you need. You know what I'm saying? Don't even really care what you want. Like, I don't like all the holidays and shit like that. Like, I kind of got out of that a long time ago. Like, my daughter just made 21, so I made sure she had a special day for that birthday. That's kind of your last one. You know what I'm saying? You grown now. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we did it big for her, but now you about to see what the real world really is. You know what I'm saying? And I still feel like they got it a lot better than me. Like, my son, he's going into his senior year. He got a car. I didn't get a car till I was out of school, and I had to get it myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's but just being in a better situation, like me and their mom, even though we're not together, we have a real good working relationship. So we was able to provide that for them. But I do understand why my mama wasn't able to provide it. But I wasn't like, oh, I didn't have a car, so you got to get a car. It was like when they learned how to drive and this and that, okay, this is what you need to do to earn a car. And both of them had to save money to put in on it, and we gonna do the rest. You know what I'm saying? So you had to get a feel of earning it, and you mess up, you're gonna be walking again. You know what I'm saying? That's a privilege that you have to maintain. It's not just something that was given to you out of guilt.
We grew up in
the
hood.
Right on it to me, because when you talk about the lack, let me get this out right quick. Hey, I got you. When you talk about like the stuff, dog, at the end of the day, like, niggas ain't have all that they wanted. You was lacking shit, and in some form or fashion, you formed a complex about that shit. You was ashamed, you was embarrassed, whatever adjective you want throw in there. You know what I'm saying? And because of that, we won't give our children what we didn't have. And we gave to the point where they didn't appreciate the shit. You feel me? And because and not only that, you're giving them all this stuff because you didn't have it, and you think, damn, if all that to you, but you're not necessarily talking to them and loving on them. So they getting all the stuff, but they still don't value the shit because they want more of your time, you to interact with them, and you're not. So they wind up lashing out in some more shit. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I think we went wrong, feeling that the way we was brought up wasn't good enough because we didn't have the material shit. When in essence, we were spot on with the rearing, the love, all the real shit. We just was lacking on the material, and we formed a complex about that. And somewhat in the shit, it got lost in translation. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's kind of what it is.
For example, we bought them the shoes they wanted for school, but we forgot to tell them how to wash. It's time to wash the clothes.
You never went to a parent teacher conference though.
We
what I'm
got them.
saying?
We got in the
You don't
video
know how they
games,
doing in school.
but we don't.
They're
We
the
don't.
flyest dummy in school.
But I'm saying, look what we doing, because I'm guilty of it. We buying them video games, but we don't make them wash the dishes. We get them the things they want, but we don't make them. You feel what I'm saying? We so caught up in, like you were just saying, the things we didn't have, we getting it for them, and we watching back. Yeah, that's what. Well, I wish we damn near living, feeling what we wanted to feel when we was their age, when we giving them things, but we forget to give them the household chores like we supposed to. We forget to do those things that we was really raised up in that made us who we are. Now you know what I'm saying? If y'all understand where I'm coming from.
Oh yeah, I get you. But check this out. We were raised in the hood. I mean, I know I was. I don't know, but so growing up, we had to make adjustments on all types of things in life, right?
Sharing room with your brother.
All of that shit. My kids are growing up in the suburbs now, right? They
Their
ain't gotta
own
worry
room.
about this. They ain't got to worry about that, right? And my wife, love her, but she tried to raise my son like, or she tried to. As I'm growing him up, I wanted him to be an axe murderer, and I say that in quotes because I'm not talking about literally. I'm talking about mentally. I'm talking about somebody who has some, very mentally strong, who can handle different situations. He didn't have to deal with some of the shit I had to deal with growing up.
Right.
But that don't mean he's not gonna have to deal with it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The mentality of a lot of us who came out of the hood into the suburbs and the better lives, right? Our children are so fucking soft and goddamn spoiled, right? But a lot of them are being drawn to this hood life. I see people from the hood, from the suburb, trying to go hang and chill in the fucking hood, right? But they ain't got all the fucking tools. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's really like kind of, it's sad to say we lost a little bit of strength coming from the lack to go into a better life. But shit, some of them dudes are soft as fuck, and I think that's something that we gonna have to work on as men, making sure we keep what I'm saying, raising soldiers. You know what I'm saying, not trying to raise no fucking gentlemen in this world, because this world, there ain't no place for a black gentleman in this world. We all got to be soldiers, because we don't never know when, what I'm saying, when the shit gonna turn bad.
Like you said, I'll close with this. Growing up, the things I wanted I didn't get. You had to live without and learn how to be that type of person and not get what you want. And that kind of affects us as we get older, because we remember our childhood and we ain't like that shit. So we automatically turn that into something that's negative, not getting what you want as a child, having to go without, having to work hard, and we didn't want that. We didn't like that feeling as a child. So we pass that on to our children, and we don't want them to feel the way we felt, and not realizing how that's crippling them. You feel me? Because those things we felt made us strong, made us able to endure hardship, made us able to strive for more, and make us do while they just getting. And when it's time to do, they expecting to just keep getting when it's time to do. And that's something we failed to pass on to them because of how we felt when we was kids.
Poverty is a rite of passage, bro. It's a rite of passage. You got to learn how to deal with the little shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, my first car was a fucking 82 El Camino. My son's first car was a fucking Charger. You dig? Like, you know what I'm saying? But
right,
make sure you keep that motherfucker washed. You keep it. I be on his ass about it, because, shit, you got to learn how to appreciate things.
Like, to me, I think the lack, like kind of like Cleve said, the lack build resolve. You know what I'm saying? The things you thought you couldn't live without as a kid, when you didn't get them, you still lived. Life went on. You know what I'm saying? And it kind of showed you that was only a fleeting moment in time. Like, you know what I'm saying? Whatever the little trinket was that everybody else had, and you like feeling, man, I ain't get that or whatever. Like, you look 2 months down the line, I never forget, like, for Christmas, whatever the toy was everybody wanted, they got that bitch. And by New Year's, the toy broke. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like,
Red, look, what about all the stuff we made because we didn't have?
Right. I didn't get a basketball goal. We had to nail that rim up on, or that crate up on a thing. You know what I'm saying?
Basketball. Right.
like they say, necessity is the mother of invention. And I feel like kids are less creative. They don't want bikes, they want video games, they lazy, you know what I'm saying? And like y'all say, for the most part, like Head said, all of us was kind of raised in the hood, and all of us are kind of raising our kids in the suburbs. So a lot of the shit we had to deal with and go through or whatever, they can't even fathom that.
Fuck
I,
no. Well,
a while
well,
back on one of them channels, they had a show about John Mack. You know what I'm saying? That's the school I went to for a couple of years. And the
okay.
school was cleaned up at this time. And my
Mhm.
kids was watching it like, Dad, you went there? Oh my God. You know what I'm saying? But they got
You
dog,
don't know the half, baby.
the high school my kids go to, they got something called the Kate Center. You know what I'm saying? Like they have a mock. If you want to be a lawyer, they have a mock courtroom. If you want to
Yeah.
be into if you want to be into culinary arts, they got a kitchen and stuff. They got a TV production facility. They got a
Right.
nursing class. All
Right.
this in high school, giving them the tools to adequately prepare them. When I went to school, I didn't even have books. A lot of time I didn't have homework because there wasn't
Proud.
no books.
Ain't no
Right.
fucking AC in that bitch.
No AC in the summertime, no heat in the wintertime. You know what I'm saying?
And look, we
Hey,
start them off. We start the children off learning these lessons. Give you an example. They say when a child learns Spanish, start learning Spanish when they're young, they grab it fast. They understand it faster than you are as an adult. So we was to teach them these lessons when they're children. Give you an example. We didn't celebrate Christmas. Everybody around my neighborhood had Christmas gifts. So I had to learn at a young age how to not be destroyed by watching all my friends. I had to use my mentality and my understanding young. So I started building up a defense mechanism of some kind of understanding to help me get through not having when I was young. So
okay, bro.
I'm able to deal with not having now if something was to go wrong. It ain't gonna
That's,
break me. But if
look,
I'd have grabbed that, if I'd have had that mentality and started working on that as I got older, it'd have been a hard thing to try to manipulate. I'm in my
that's
own
why
ways when
I
I get older. You
always
know what I mean?
I always make sure I give them that hood experience. I be breaking in my own house and shit. I be doing all kinds of shit to kind of throw them off, fuck them up.
Keep them on their toes, huh?
It ain't
You
safe
late,
out
Rodney. You late.
here. It ain't safe out here.
Hey man, that
I,
was a good round, bro. That's what I was yeah, baby. That's what I was looking for when I tried to sneaky
You gotta
weasel
be
the other one.
specific
You
with
heard
us,
me?
cuz you can't just
Yeah,
throw that bitch up. You gotta hit that, you know what I'm
It's
saying?
all good. Well, I got one more for y'all, bro. Fellas, this is a short round, so we can get out the door. We don't be too much over time. Excuse me for my technical difficulties. Uh, how to deal with tragedy and or death. Uh, we all getting older, bro, and we all losing people. Shit, we know age don't really have nothing to do with it, but I'm just saying as we, moving up the ladder, it just kind of come with the territory. Again, we kind of pressed on time, so and that obviously no wrong answers, but how do y'all deal with this type of shit that's definitely been coming our way or coming our way? You know what I'm saying? We people losing parents, uh, you know, siblings, grandparents, all that. So talk to me.
I
I
say as
give
we get older, it's a lot easier to deal with for me. Like I never forget, dog. I lost one of my homeboys. He was like 15. He got shot. You know what I'm saying? And it fucked me up for a long time. Like, cause as I was coming up, I was like, damn, Mouse ain't here to experience this. He never got to do this. It was so much of life that he didn't get to experience. So, when I used to lose partners in the hood, it used to really fuck with me because even though they may or may not have been into that lifestyle, it's like they got robbed of life. Like when my grandmother passed, it wasn't like I was sad because I knew it was gonna really affect the family. But
She
in a
lived her
way,
life.
yeah,
Mhm.
I was kind of relieved. Like I felt selfish for wanting her to be here longer. Like she had Alzheimer's, and I could see how it was taking hold of her. So when older people pass, like hopefully they live the right life, depending on what they believe in, they go to whatever the good side is. But as I get older, it's easier to deal with, you know what I'm saying? But when I was young, though, it used to really mess me up because most of the people I lost young, they died violent deaths. You know what I'm saying?
It
Yeah.
it was growing up. I experienced a lot of tragedy and trauma. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, my grandmother, I had 6 or 7 male cousins that was my age, right? Fuck, in a 2 years time before we made 16, I lost shit. There's only 2 of us left, right? This is
Wow.
96, 97. Bah, bah, bah. I mean, it was just fucking terrible. So honestly, I didn't think I was gonna make it to be 21. Um, but when I did, I started looking at life a little bit differently and started being, more positive and trying to hold uh, on to some hope of a better life. But I don't know, but like now, since when you lose a sibling, right, everything changes because it could be your boy, it could be your friend, it could be all that. But when you have a little mate, especially somebody that's younger than you, right? And I lost 2. It changed everything, bro. Like I look forward to getting old, but realistically, I I don't know if that's gonna happen. And I'm fine with it
Right.
because I don't think we here forever. You know what I'm
We
saying?
never we ain't promised tomorrow, so
We not. That's why I only have genuine relationships. If I fuck with you, I fuck with you. If I don't fuck with you, I'm not gonna pretend to fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? But the ones I do, I hold them dear and close to my heart. And you know what I'm saying? I give you anything I can. That don't mean I'm gonna take shit off of you, but you know what I'm saying? I just to put it in a nutshell, coping with tragedy has made me closer to the people that I like, or closer to the people that I love. I keep it real and I keep it sweet. If we only gonna be here for another whatever, we gonna make this motherfucker the best whatever. You know what I'm saying?
I'm say this. Yeah, growing up in New Orleans, I have a big family. My grandma, like I said, she had 18 children.
God,
So I didn't
boy,
experience that. Yeah, she had, and all of
boy.
us live on the same block. So every house was a relative. And the fortunate thing about me, I ain't see a lot of debt. So
I bet
I
you
see some,
I bet you got your ass whooped a lot on that block, huh?
give and take. It was 50-50. But like I said, I ain't have a lot of death in my family. So, I seen some death in my friends from around the corner, but friends and family are a little different. You kind of hit the funeral and you feel it, but after a while, you're around your family. So my auntie passed away. I was real close to her. That hurt me. She was in a old age, so I kind of had to understand it. But what really hit me when my cousin Babu died. He died. He got murdered at work. And me and him was so close, bro. He used to take me on a levee. I couldn't run with him. I couldn't do nothing, but he kept taking me. We on the levee, we bonding, and we always was close when we was little. So I think 2015, my mama told me he got murdered. Oh, that told me up that I couldn't eat. And like I said previously, what it did, it made me better myself because I was at home one day and I was just thinking about my cousin and I had a goddamn hamburger in front of me. And I said, damn, my cousin can't eat. He can't eat no hamburgers. My cousin can't eat no ice cream. I said, I ain't about to eat this shit. So I stopped eating all of that shit. I started eating healthier. I started working out more. And when I go to the gym, I always have some kind of conversation with somebody who ain't here because I got a good imagination. So it ain't hard for me to talk to my cousin or my grandma. And sometimes when I go in this rain, you know how niggas be running. I be feeling the rain for who ain't here, for my auntie, for my cousin. I be embracing it, dog. You feel me? So that cold, it don't be that cold no more because I kind of psychologically, pretend I'm feeling it for them. So that's kind of how I deal with that. I get real mental with it. You know what I mean?
Hey,
That's how I
bro.
like to put it.
Like similar to cuz when I was young, of course, it it hurt you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Especially depending on who it is. When it's one of the
Yeah.
homies, it's more shocking and it's more of a reality check. You know what I'm saying? Being out here in them streets, doing different shit you're doing, it could really catch up to you. Your parents will tell you, jail or the graveyard type shit. You know what I'm saying? You could kind of see it. When it's the older people, it's some of the selfishness of wanting them to be here. you just gonna miss them because they put you down. You know what I'm saying? With the game, just the way they loved on you, you're gonna miss them. As I get older, when I lose, I guess peers, younger people, it still hurt, obviously, but I kind of look at death a little differently now. Like I accept the fact that I know I'm really gonna have to go. Like I used to hope I could get out of it some kind of way. Maybe I'll be alive when it, but I know it's gonna happen. So, I could kind of accept it a little more. But as far as the people who gone, I'm like you, Cleve. I try to keep them alive and talk to them, and you know what I'm saying, not just remember them, because when I was young, it was just really about remember them. You figured in heaven, they chilling, you just remember them every now and then, and I try to talk to them as if they here sometime, just to really do, I guess, more than just remember. I feel I could do a little better than that, trying to talk about different memories of them or whatever to kind of keep them more present, but that's all you really could do. And I try to talk to my people who are alive, you know what I'm saying? My family, my loved ones, make me communicate more with them. So that, that'll be my spell on it.
To kind of piggyback on something Hat said, he said like after his cousin's passed, he didn't think he was gonna make it to 21. And I think that's what we see with a lot of the kids and the rappers and stuff like that. Cause I remember feeling like that, like making it to 21 was such an accomplishment. Cause I had a teacher tell me I wasn't gonna live to be 18. I was in 6th grade, and she told me that. You know what I'm saying? And that made that like kind of like a goal. Like I'm gonna make it to 18. And then once I made it to 18, it's like, okay, now what? You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't until I got past 21 and really started like planning for the future and thinking and stuff like that. But it's an African proverb that say when an old person died, it's like a library burned down. And I had saw it before and probably even said it before, but I didn't really understand that until my grandmother passed. Cause like I was like, damn, if I would have knew, it's so much stuff or knowledge that I would have been like. I remember a lot of times I would just sit on a porch with her, and I could have basically been interviewing her, picking her brain, like just getting so much information from her. And once she was gone, all that information was gone with her. Like I remember she used to make like fresh bread from scratch, and when she passed, I'm like, none of y'all know how to make fresh bread? What's going on? You know what I'm saying? So it's just like everybody's saying, you just gotta really cherish people when they here, because you never know. You know what I'm saying? I know especially in your case, Cleve, your daughter had a situation where it could have been just like that. And just think, if you would have known that before then, you would have held her a little tighter. That's why every time I see my kids, it's a hug and a kiss, because I might go, they might go, and like I tell my partners I love them and everything, because you just never know, dog.
Real spill, bro. Real spill. Y'all know what time it is, bro. We over a little bit, but it was a good one. Shit. Shouts out to the people, and we could get out the door, man.
Yeah, shouts out to Chance, Uda. I see P Warrior 90, Ranique, even though she was late. Demia Dupas, Brendan, you heard me? I shouted out Trig earlier, you know what I'm saying? Who I'm missing? I don't want to miss nobody, you heard me?
Oh, I got to shout out Miss Minor, and that's P Warrior _Niner, baby. That's a Niner fan, cuz I got to make sure you get that.
Yeah, I left that part off on purpose, you heard me? I just saw the P Warrior.
It's all good. Shouts out to Damien too. Appreciate you in the comments.
No P Valley
participation. Oh man, go ahead on with all that. Shouts out to Lamurda, you know what I'm saying? For Caveman 55, Ren, aka Ren for President, Hatchback of the ENT, myself, Benjamin, that's good. This is the Rounds Podcast, and we out there.
Hit that like button before y'all leave.
We back in the building with the Rounds Podcast. Hatchback, Caveman, Win Ren, been good.
Feeling good, living good.
Looking good over there, man.
Is your flirting beneficial? Like, is you getting us some deals with this flirting? Or you just flirting to stroke your ego?
Man, he gonna think he getting the invitation. But when a man flirts